Endings and Beginnings. September 1, 2014. Every day now is part of a countdown, marking the time when this consciousness wakens to another world. What an odd thing to think about. And yet, I do find myself detaching more, finding little interest in the movies and books that I used to enjoy. And there is a certain poignancy to merely walking in the garden, picking vegetables or plucking spent flowers off the plants. Soon I will no longer be doing such things here. There is much beauty in our physical world here on this water planet. Do you know just how rare are water planets? Few exist. All are considered unique and sacred. There is much work to be accomplished by those I leave behind, but I know that you will do well. Only the bravest and strongest are being sent here to continue with the work. Yesterday, I spent some time watching old movies about Francesco and Clara of Assisi. I began to realize what I had missed in this lifetime, the love held within the communities in which each of us lived. I was abbess of a small convent, and the men of Francesco's order spent much time on the road or assisting the sick and poor. We lived a life of complete poverty and lived it in complete joy. It is not necessary to divest yourself of all your material goods to live a life of joy, but it is necessary to hold these things lightly, as they are merely in your care for now. Material items are merely that, to lend some comfort, but are so easily stripped away by storm and circumstance. And those of you who have little, you can still carry yourself with self-respect and pride. Material objects do not a person make. It is your heart, your wisdom, the light of your countenance by which your friends will know you. And you will live on as a memory in their hearts when you are gone. I had asked my family what I had done on this earth to merit ascension in this lifetime, and they told me, by bringing back to memory some of the past lives that I have shared with you. Yesterday, I began to see a theme running through many of these lives, one of freedom, whether resistance to those who would steal our freedom away from us or one in which freedom was a goal to achieve. In these days of sound bites and misuse of ancient symbols by those who wish to enslave all mankind, it is important to note the difference between the alleged goal of freedom and democracy as the basis for going to war upon an ancient country blessed with rich oil and mineral reserves. Is the true goal freedom for a subjugated people, or is it greed on the part of international oil and gas-moneyed interests? True freedom lies in the acceptance that people are different and that each should be allowed to live in the manner that suits them. True freedom is when every person is responsible of their own actions and thoughts. True freedom is when that same freedom is written into your own heart's flame and you become one with it and all life. The love of freedom runs in my family. It is what I am. Freedom doesn't mean using and abusing other people just because you can. No, it means respect, including self-respect. Love, including self-love. Compassion for all life, including your own. As well as full acceptance, including self-acceptance. Anything less is not true freedom. True freedom means allowing life, that is of animals and the planet, to live free, without fear, pollution or abuse. At home, our people do not eat the products of animals. We do not raise animals for food. We eat fruit and vegetables and grains. Whole fruit and fruit smoothies, vegetable smoothies, and some baked goods are most of our diet. We find sufficient sustenance from what we take in, as the produce of our world is imbued with light and love. Some of us, who vibrate at higher levels than the main population, could exist and do sometimes, upon air and light, but we prefer to eat and share food as a way of communion with our people and families. We love to gather together to share food, talk, laughter, and music. We are a very social, loving people. It is our hope that mankind will eventually adjust to a simpler way of life so that the planet and the life that it supports will be free of the burden of carrying humanity upon its back. Learn to live in harmony with all life, not by subjecting it and ripping the heart out of the mother by polluting and damaging the environment. The trees are the lungs of the earth. Allow them to grow tall and strong. If the climate changes, adjust what grows in an area. It is said that the climate of the earth will become warmer still, semi-tropical in nature, much like our tropical Venus. There are many of plants on your planets that will grow well in that kind of climate. I have walked through the botanical gardens of Hawaii and was astonished at the great trees, the hundreds of species of palms, the magnificent orchids, the huge fruit trees. Your Earth has so much to offer now. It will just take some adjustment to your way of living and how quickly you can let go of the old ways of doing things. Your physical body is made up of primarily water. Then why is it acceptable to pollute the waters of the earth in any way? Chemicals of every kind are unnatural. Reduce and finally release all need to use them. The air that you breathe carries the light of the sun. In waking moments now, I see the prana in the air, even this polluted air which is all the earth has upon her now. Think, feel how much more light can be carried in the pristine atmosphere of a truly clean planet. Learn the ancient methods of gardening and the more modern permaculture that allows a variety of plants to grow together in a self-supportive environment. Communal garden patches can be developed by those who live in cities. Use the parking lots for these gardens and resort to better, more fuel-efficient modes of transportation, whether bikes, trams, electrical, or crystal-powered vehicles, etc. Use your imagination. Listen to your inner guidance to find ways of solving the problems that exist. There already are in existence technologies that have been actively suppressed by the interests of a few greedy individuals and companies. As a people, you will eventually move beyond the need to allow yourself to be subjected by anyone. You will learn to work together, to cooperate and to enjoy the sensation of creating together, as a unit. In moving into the fifth-dimensional frequencies of existence, physical work and effort will not disappear. You will still be required to work, only now you will work together with joy and solidarity. Those who progressed beyond 5D will begin to develop the powers of manifestation. It is another step on the journey and should not be the sole reason for your existence. Powers are only granted to those who are responsible and have earned the right to use them. Many lessons were learned with the destruction of Atlantis and Lemuria, as well as the destruction of Maldek and the desolation of Mars, bereft of her atmosphere. Certain technologies will be released as mankind proves to be responsible in their use. Much clearing of old karmic residue and balancing will continue for a time, so learn to hold your calm center in the face of adversity. You, the light bearers and star seeds of the planet, have much to do in the coming years. You are here to set an example of how life should be lived. Your every action will be watched carefully, by us and your students. In truth, you will learn much from the people of this planet. They have suffered much and have, in many cases, developed a level of compassion that is very high indeed. And when the frequency of the planet and its collective peoples rises to a level where it is comfortable for us to lend in greater numbers, we shall. World teachers and instructors of all sorts will assist in instructing humanity on how to advance into a truly new world and way of living. Ways of living, for the diversity of your world, will be encouraged and fully supported by those who come to teach and to visit. We regard you fondly, as our children, and as brothers and sisters, who are waking up and sensing that there is much, much more to life than what has been presented to you through the various instruments of your present-day mass media. Learn discernment. Learn from your own body what resonates for you, not what someone else wishes you to accept so they can continue to maintain control over your destiny. Learn to trust your physical body as an instrument of the divinity within, as your intuition endeavors to guide you forth upon your journey. And in time, as you come into self-acceptance, you will be more open to those who resonate at a similar frequency. You will find yourself eager to work with others. Many hands and hearts make the work go faster, and so it will be. In my life as Chief Joseph, my people knew what each one had to do to enable the whole band to live well. Each of us had a responsibility and duties to perform. If we had been left alone to live upon our lands as we had for centuries untold, we would still be thriving and living well, without the need for cars, radios, televisions, and the accoutrements of modern life. We were one with the earth, the waters, the air, the thunder beings, the cloud beings, the mountains and sky. We were one with the animals, the trees and the plants. We knew our lands as intimately as we knew our own bodies. It was a part of us. It still is, for you, who have become so detached from the earth and from each other. Walk barefoot on the grass, lie beneath a great tree, and stare at the moon and stars, or at the clouds that move slowly across the sky. Feel the running waters soft upon your fingers. Watch the spawning salmon and trout move over the riffles above the gravel beds. Feel and know within your bones the sacredness of life. All life is sacred. When you know this within your heart and accept it fully, you will know true freedom, and you will wish for all people to live in this manner, but do not make the mistake of attempting to force others to see as you do, for that will only lead to resistance and bloodshed. I know these things, for I have lived them, in many lifetimes filled with strife, heartbreak and death. Breathe free, dear ones, the light of heaven is carried upon cosmic winds to enlighten your world. Open up your hearts to it and to each other, and then, someday, you will truly walk free upon the sacred earth, free from fear, freed from control, freed from misery, pain, and suffering. I walk in the light of the sun of my being and carry within my heart the love of the Creator. Namaste. I am Tasjima Maria Kumara Vakup. Channeled by Elizabeth Erzesher. www.bluedragonjournal.com